Hello friends, it's Shan here. Welcome back to Golf with Shan. In today's video, we're going to be talking about money, specifically relating to the cost of golf. Now, prices keep going up, so let's timestamp this video. It is currently November 2023. If you're watching this video from sometime in the future, prices may have gone up. The reason I'm making this video is because I get asked one particular question quite often, and that is, how expensive is it to play golf? A lot of people are interested in getting into the sport. Some people are just curious in general. How much money do you need to put aside to enjoy this hobby? And let me tell you, golf is expensive, is widely known as an expensive sport. Some people say it's a rich man's sport, and I must say, they're not wrong. However, in some parts of the world, like Canada, US, UK, Australia, New Zealand, the Britishish countries where golf is quite popular, it's gained a lot in interest and popularity. And in these countries, I would say golf is actually pretty accessible to the general public. So yes, golf is an expensive sport globally, but in certain parts of the world, like where I am here in Canada, it is actually quite accessible, and I would say it's on par with a lot of hobbies where you have to spend a little bit. Before we get started, this is your one warning. If you are in the same room or in the vicinity of someone who maybe you don't want them to know how much golf costs, put some headphones on. All right, with that out of the way, let's get started. Here are the categories for today's video. As always, they will be linked down below in the description section, so you can skip forward to any part of the video. Let's get started with the first category, which is equipment. The basic premise of golf is you need a stick and a ball, and you use the stick to hit the ball, and that's golf summed up pretty much. So let's talk about the sticks, aka golf clubs. That's going to be the first thing you'll need to start golfing. There are a few ways to acquire golf clubs. The first way is the cheapest. It's free. If you get them gifted from a family member, a friend, someone you know, neighbor, whatever the case is, if you can get golf clubs from them without paying anything, that's the cheapest way. The second option is to purchase golf clubs secondhand or used. This is a great option for beginners or for people who are on a budget. I would say used golf clubs for a set are probably $400 to $1,000. I would not buy really old, dingy looking golf clubs, even if they're cheap. They're not really going to help your game, especially if you are slightly serious about getting into this sport. Definitely, if you're going to buy secondhand clubs, make sure they are in good condition, and make sure that the person that you're purchasing from hasn't adjusted the golf clubs in any way. So what I mean by that is, some people will try to fix their golf shot, so if they always hit it right, they'll adjust the club face close so then they can hit it more straight. But if you are starting out, you want to make sure the club faces are still square to the target. They haven't been adjusted from the factory setting. You don't want a club that is right off the bat not aligning you straight to your target. That is just a no-go. So those are two things to look out for. Make sure they're in good condition, and make sure they haven't been adjusted in any weird way. I will say, for used golf clubs, don't worry too much if the grips look kind of dingy. You can swap out grips pretty easily and pretty affordably, so just make sure the club itself is in good condition. Moving up on the price range, the third way to get golf clubs is going to be purchasing a set of new golf clubs. Usually when you purchase more of something, you get it for less price per unit. I don't know why my brain just went out for a second there. So buying a set of golf clubs is going to be a great option for beginners, and it's going to be relatively cheaper for new clubs. So at Golf Town, you can buy a full set of golf clubs for about $1,000 on the lower end to $2,000 or even $10,000, if depending on what you want. I have actually a full set of PXG Gen 4 golf clubs here, and I've made quite a few videos about my fitting experience, ordering them, shipping them, how much they cost. All of that are in those videos, so go ahead and check that out. But because I did also get this set as a full set, it was a pretty good deal for 14 golf clubs, including the bag and a hat. So yeah, go ahead and check out those videos. But that is the third way to acquire golf clubs, is to purchase a set. The fourth way is to buy the golf clubs separately. Now, buying golf clubs separately splits into two subcategories. So the first way is to get demo clubs, and actually, When this video comes out, Golf Town is having a demo club sale happening right now, so head over if you are looking for new golf clubs. If you are watching this video after the sale ends, this is a reminder to look out for sales because they do happen, and it's a great opportunity to buy golf clubs at a lower cost. What are demo clubs, you may ask? They are clubs that the golf shop will use for people to test the club. So when they're testing, they actually do put a tape over the club face, so the golf club is actually in pretty good condition. The grooves aren't, affected too much, and they're going to be marked down price from the brand new ones that no one's ever hit. So demo clubs are a good way to buy individual golf clubs at your golf shop in Canada here at Golf Town, and that's going to be a little bit cheaper than the most expensive way to get golf clubs is to buy all of your clubs individually. It's going to add up because golf clubs are insane these days. If you purchase your clubs individually, there are lots of benefits, including you can customize each club category based on your game, so you can have a completely different brand or even line of clubs for your woods, for your irons, for your wedges, etc. The other thing you can do is if you're buying your iron set separately from your woods, you can have a different shaft stiffness attached to the clubs. If you get them custom fitted, there are even more customization options. So this is a good way for people who have golfed for a little bit longer. When I was competing a long time ago as a junior, I used to have different irons and different woods, and this is a full set, but I did get these custom fitted. So for example, I have a different shaft on the woods than my irons, and that's gonna help my game out a lot. Make sure that your clubs fit your golf game, and if you are newer to golf, I highly recommend just getting a full set and working on your golf swing, working on practicing going to the range, hitting the ball consistently, and then think about upgrading. All right, that is the golf clubs category. Let's move on to the second thing I mentioned you need. You got the sticks, now you need a ball. And actually, you need lots of golf balls, especially if you're new to golf. But all of us, we all need a lot of golf balls. There are a few ways to acquire golf balls as well. First way, you found them in the woods. I'll say it again, don't pick up someone else's golf ball on the golf course. But if it's in the woods, it's out of bounds, that's fair play. You can pick it up. That's the free way to get golf balls. Second way is you can get golf balls secondhand. Just be very careful because a lot of the time those balls will have some scuff marks. They've been hit a lot. You don't know if it's been sitting at the bottom of the pond for 3 months and now you're hitting it and it's just not going to work as well. You're better off buying cheaper brand new golf balls than used Titleists. That's my personal opinion. So then the third and the best way to get golf balls, is to buy them at the golf shop, brand new. Golf balls range from, I would say, $15 to $20 for a dozen, upwards of $75 for 12 Titleist golf balls. I made this video, I think a couple of years ago about golf equipment, and I had a screenshot in that video from 2 years ago of what the Titleist Pro Vs cost for 12 of them, and here is what they cost today. If $75 is pennies to you, then go for it, play Titleist. I personally prefer the Pro V1s over the Pro V1Xs, but I'll be truthful, I don't buy them new, okay? If I find one in the woods, it's a bonus. Otherwise, I have been playing these. I've been using these Srixon Q Stars and I love them. My club head speed I think is about 91, 92, low 90s for the driver, so I don't have a super fast club head speed, and these soft balls are actually quite good for my game. I don't like the super stiff ones. Highly recommend the Srixons. They do go on sale quite often. They were on sale for $20 a dozen at Golf Town, and I bought 3 packs. Yeah, that's a great option. The Callaway Super Softs are also really affordable. I actually think the Q Stars are better than the Callaway Super Softs, but I will get those if I'm in a pinch and I just need some golf balls. Another thing I've started doing recently with golf balls that I should have done a long time ago is to consistently play the same golf ball. I used to be golf ball miscellaneous, where I'll play anything I pull out of my bag, but I have found beneficial to play the same ball. I've been playing the Q Stars and I will just keep playing the Q Stars, and just that consistency helps your game. For beginners, I don't think you'll really see a difference, but if you've been playing longer, I would say pick one golf ball, continue playing the same one if you like it, and just that consistency. It doesn't need to be a Pro V. As long as it's consistent, you're hitting good new golf balls that are not damaged or scuffed up, then it should be good for your game. All right, next in the categories is gonna be golf tees. You can get wooden or bamboo golf tees, or you can get plastic golf tees. Golf tees are pretty inexpensive and you can find some on the golf course as well. Plastic tees last forever. So in this category, I'm gonna say about $15 should last you the whole season, if not more, for golf tees. So yeah. Final category in the equipment section is going to be clothing. We're gonna start off with a glove, because gloves help with your golf swing and that it helps with your grip to the club so it doesn't fly out of your hand. Golf gloves, they're gonna range from $15 for one glove to $30, and then if you're gonna get Titleist ones, they're gonna be more than $30. That's gonna be the range you'll go for. The most popular ones and the ones I love right now are these FootJoy 2-pack. You get 2 of them. They're the Weather Soft. They're really durable, they last a long time, and you get 2 of them for 30 bucks. It's pretty good, it's really popular for good reason. The other ones I actually like these Cool Switch ones. I know some people don't like them. They're really great when it's super, super hot outside, but they don't last as long, so that's the other thing. And then, one more thing, if you buy golf gloves in Asia, they come in 2-pack of both hands. Don't be alarmed if you go to Asia, but yes. In some parts of the world, you can buy golf gloves for both hands, and in North America, it's just one hand. One other thing I will say for golf gloves for beginners is be careful of sizing. There are different sizes for golf gloves because they're supposed to fit snug on your hand. So if you've never purchased a golf glove before, go to the store, try them on, see what size fits you the best. The sizes are pretty uniform across the brand, so once you know what size you are, you can then in the future order them online. But definitely go, try them out, see which one fits you the best first. Don't just order online and then notice it's too big or too small for you. That's kind of a waste of money. Next in clothing is going to be golf shoes. Golf shoes are not 100% necessary, but they are helpful with stability on the golf course. So golf shoes cost-wise are going to be similar to running shoes or sneakers. So you're looking at, low end 60 bucks, high end 200, maybe even more. All right, and finally in equipment, we have clothing. I'm not going to go too much into clothing. I've made some videos about golf outfits. You can buy your golf clothes at Golf Town, at your mall, at Lululemon. You can get Melbourne or J. Lindenberg if you're feeling bougie. It's really up to you. Everyone's budget is different. Everyone's style is different. So in terms of golf clothes, you just have to budget yourself. You can get a whole outfit for 50 bucks, or you can get an outfit for 500 or 5,000. It's really up to you. All right, now let's get on to the cost of playing golf. Now that you have all the equipment, you have clothes on, please put clothes on. Let's head over to the golf course or the golf range and let's talk about how much it costs to practice golf. Practice. There are really 2 places you can practice golf. One is called a golf range. Golf ranges are where you can hit golf balls repeatedly and practice. So how you can identify a golf range, you'll see a whole bunch of people lined up and they are just whacking a ball one after another. Must look crazy to aliens, but those are golf ranges, and these are great places to go when you're starting out to work on your golf swing. And if you've golfed for longer, still go to the range. Some of us hate golf ranges, myself included, but it's still good to go to the range and practice your swing. Hit some golf balls is good practice. So at the range, a lot of the time you'll have to buy a bucket of balls. There are small buckets and large buckets. Some places have more sizes, but it's gonna be around $12 to $20 for one range session or for one large bucket. In terms of short game, so that's chipping and putting, some golf ranges will have a short game area, and if it's just a public range, the short game area is gonna be quite busy, but short game area is usually free. Golf courses will also often have a golf range and a short game area. For golf course, you can buy the buckets for the range at the pro shop, and then the short game area usually is only free if you've purchased, to go to the range or purchased a round of golf. So you can't just show up and putt. I mean, you can, but you should buy a bucket of balls or buy a round of golf in order to use the short game practice facilities. But those are your options. The second practice option is simulators. Simulators are generally indoors. This is where you will hit into a screen, and then behind you and to the sides there's going to be sensors and cameras, and based on your swing path and your swing speed, all those things are going to calculate your swing statistics, and it's going to generate a visual of what your ball flight would look like. So these are great for you to look at your swing statistics, look at your club head speed, ball speed, carry distance, launch angle, club face angle, all the things that you might want to know about your golf swing. These are great. Also, here in Canada, it is freezing for half the year, so indoor simulators are pretty much our only option to play golf over the winter months, and they are amazing. You can also play simulated golf courses on the simulators. Here in Toronto, I don't know about other parts of the world, but here in Toronto, a simulator usually goes for $30 an hour, and then if you go with a group, you can split the cost, and some places, if you're going with more people, it might be more expensive. So they have a solo price and they have a group price. It really depends on which simulator you're going for. On average, I would say about $30 to $35 per hour after tax. And last but definitely not least, let's talk about greens fees. You've got your equipment, you've practiced, you are now ready to head out to the golf course. Greens fee is the golf term to just mean cost for one round of golf. The greens fee for a lot of golf courses is not going to include the cost for the cart or the range balls, so you will have to purchase those separately. Now, on some golf courses, usually the ones where cart is mandatory, the price for the cart will be included into the cost for the round. In some even higher end golf courses, for example Glen Abbey, the cost that you pay online includes your cart and range balls before your round. So you will have to look out for the fine prints for those golf courses. They may say it in the price, they may not, but for the most part for public golf courses, the greens fee is just your cost to play 18. If you want to rent a push cart, if you want to rent a power cart, like one of those electric carts, or if you want range balls before your round, you'll have to pay for those separately. And if you're in Canada, add 13% tax on top. So how expensive are greens fees? That's really going to depend on where you are in the world. I can only speak to Toronto, and I've made a bunch of videos on Thailand, so go ahead and check those out. But I can really only speak to Toronto, North America, because this is where I live and this is where I know the prices. If you are from somewhere else in the world, feel free to share with other people watching. But yes, let's talk about Toronto. I've played about 20 to 30 golf courses around the GTA, the Greater Toronto area. Thanks to making this YouTube channel, I have tried to go to different golf courses, and I've played golf courses ranging from $50 on the low end to the most expensive golf course I have played so far in Toronto is Angus Glen, and that was 175 Canadian dollars, including cart and tax altogether. So your range, at least for the most part for public golf courses, is going to be like famous Canadian Open golf course, 175 Canadian dollars, and then on the low end you got municipal golf courses for as low as 50 Canadian dollars. I will say most championship golf courses, par 72 full-length golf courses, are going to be around 100 Canadian dollars for one round. In Toronto, we do have tax, and if you're going to add a cart to that, it's going to be another $25-ish per person. I've played a bunch of golf courses here in Toronto, and it always averages out to about 100 to 120 Canadian dollars per person. That's your statistic. The less expensive golf courses, for the most part, if they're around 60 Canadian dollars or less, it's going to be either an executive course, which means it's much shorter, mostly par 3s and par 4s. It's going to be an easier golf course. It's not going to be as scenic. You're really paying for what you get. Or you can save some money by playing twilight hours, so late in the afternoon. These are great in the summer because you can still get in at least 16 to 18 holes in. Once fall hits, the days get really short, and twilight times you basically guarantee you can't finish a full round. So that's the risk you take for paying less to play twilight. Golf prices usually are highest in the morning, and then they usually get lower in the afternoon. And then there is a twilight hour. Something to note, teeing off at 1 p.m. is generally going to be cheaper than teeing off at 9 a.m. and then teeing off at 5 p.m. is going to be the cheapest, but you may not finish 18. One more thing I will say before we wrap up this video, in the US, they do have local prices for municipal golf courses. So if you're a resident of a county or a city, then you get a discounted price from visitors. Here in Canada, we don't do that, so the fee is pretty much set for everyone. It's just dependent on time of the day and if it's a weekday or a weekend. All right, that wraps up today's video on the cost of golf. If you want to do the math, you can add up all the different categories, see what you need. The real recurring costs are just practicing, greens fees, and purchasing golf balls. Golf clubs you can pretty much get once and they'll last you for a few years. Unless you're really serious into golf, then yeah. But for most people, they'll last you a bit longer. And golf tees are pretty negligible, so you can calculate for yourself depending on your time allowance, your budget, what your skill level is in golf, and budget for yourself, how much it would cost for you to play golf. I really hope this video was helpful. I hope it provided a lot of good information for you if you are curious. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed it. Again, comment down below where you're from in the world. I'm curious what the greens fees are for you. Do you think golf is too expensive? Do you think it's pretty affordable where you live? I'm really curious. I'm also looking for ideas for where to travel to and play golf. So yeah, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching again, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!